Gonna be out there, but we're just looking for a window of weather to be cooperative, because it's not great right now, so. Howard Street sidewalk is just in a holding pattern until the spring, and we can get some restoration, updated out there, so. Those are the ongoing efforts. You have to answer any questions anybody has.
Don't have any questions for Mike? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I can see sheriff's report.
Yes, sir, thank you. You have our report, also the department-wide, and then specifically for the townships. We just started doing our year-end numbers, as well, so I don't know if that'll be ready for the next meeting or not, but that'll be a goal, department-wide for our year-end review. Like I said, we just started that, so we'll get that wrapped up soon. If you have any questions about this report, I'd be happy to answer those if I could.
I have a question.
Yes.
So are there any updates on the shooting at the animal control of that dog? Any updates on that, or sheriff's department? Was it the board of commissioners meeting? There are a lot of upset people, as you can understand.
I understand that, and I don't think I'm the person to speak on that tonight. That may be addressed at the next board of commissioners meeting, but it wouldn't be by me, so I don't want to speak out of turn. But I do, obviously, we're well aware of it. I understand that.
Yeah, but I'm very supportive of our sheriff's department and all law enforcement, but that was just really very bad optics. That incident was, so I just wanted to see if you had any news, about that incident.
I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions for the deputy? Except for me. You got anything?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, moving on to the fire chief's report.
Good evening. So you have the breakdown of incidents for December in front of you. We did have one notable incident, and I'll talk more about that in my report. So the only thing else I got for you guys is my 2025 annual report. Some of it's very similar to the last two I've done. That way we have some new members in the audience on the board that we guys can kind of see how we operate when we get throughout the year. So if you have any questions while I'm going through it, feel free to stop me while we're on that slide, and I'll kind of explain more. So I have our calls for service. So this year we responded to 939 incidents compared to last year at 976. So medicals are by far our highest incident we respond to, followed by other incidents, which are fire alarms, canceled calls, basically anything that's not a medical or a working structure fire or vehicle fire. And then fires are the lowest at 65, but that's confirmed fires only.
Does that include fires in other jurisdictions?
That does include actual fires in other jurisdictions, but that does not include, say, we get canceled for that fire. So our daily staffing, so we have a minimum staffing of 3. So with 3 people, it helps us, it gives us the ability to perform rescue of trapped occupants in a timely manner. And it provides us resources to quickly extinguish fires before they intensify, preventing further property loss. So such as, it wasn't that long ago, we were staffed with 2, and before that, we were just staffed with 1 person. So we're a combination department, which means we have full-time, part-time, and some paid on call. So we staff daily with 3, sometimes 4. And then our off-duty crew respond in the event of a larger incident. So each part-time firefighter is assigned to a shift, and if they live within the community, they can respond to any incident on their assigned shift day. Assigning these firefighters to shifts allow them to grow and train with the shift and gives them a consistent chain of command. So here's kind of an example of the shifts in the department structure. So obviously I'm in charge, and then each shift has a captain, and then under that each shift has a full-time driver, engineer, and then firefighters. So we logged 1,788.25 hours of training last year. So that averages 127.75 hours per firefighter. So these guys train every single day on shift, and then we meet once a month in the department training school. Besides basic fire training, we do specialized training such as ice and water rescue. We'll be out on 40th Street Pond tomorrow. Confined space, rescue task force. And one thing I was big on when I started was the hands-on medical training. It's not required by the state anymore, but I feel that gives us a better feel for medical calls. So some notable individual trainings. Firefighter Welch completed advanced dive training, so that means 2 divers on the department so far. Engineer Martin completed live fire instructor training, so he can actually teach or instruct where there's actual fire. Captain Brand completed leadership training at the National Fire Academy in Maryland. That is a free program. So it's nice to kind of see how other states and stuff do their programs. I did finally get nationally certified in fire and explosion investigation. And Captain Brand and Firefighter Nate completed a technical rescue course. And I included a photo of the Detroit Regional Fire Training Center, so myself and Engineer Martin have taken numerous classes there, and this is an excellent resource for us to get hands-on fire experience. So fire inspections and community relations, we completed 237 fire inspections at local businesses and schools. We assist school staff during fire and emergency drills, and we're always increasing community involvement during local events. We did have an open house with the museum this year, first open house we've had in probably 15 years. And we still are continuing with our residential fire safety inspection, and that includes smoke detector installation. And that is also another free program. The state provides us with smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. So some notable events during the year. 4100 block of Ravenswood. We were there twice. First fire was in winter, and it was an accidental fire involving surplus of lithium batteries. And then in the summertime, it burnt again as it was vacant, and that was arson. And so both times, each fire did have quite a bit of resources. They did work with the sheriff's office during the arson with their detective bureau, and we did excavate it to see. So the next one was a 3300 block of Ravenswood. That was in December. So we responded. It was a combination. It was an old machine shop that was built in 1920 approximately. There was 4 different occupancies within that structure. So there was a machine shop, auto shop, wood shop, and an apartment. We got called for the smell of smoke when we got there. That was basically 5 minutes after we got there. So that building was a total loss just due to the fire load within. And we did special request DPW. They came out with the backhoe and helped us push the walls in so we could get the remaining hospitals. That fire was a little challenging. We were there for about 8.5 hours. And it was -4 degrees out that night. Yeah. We did place our grant-funded Polaris MRCR in service from the Michigan DNR. That's a former National Guard side-by-side. The only caveat was we had to keep it for 5 years, put firefighting equipment on it, and repaint it from the military tan it was. And then we recycled our old John Deere Gator to the DPW, so they can use it in the We fully outfitted the new fire engine we bought at the end of 2024, so that's completely in service, radio installed, and all equipment. So far, that engine's been a very good piece of apparatus for this. The guys actually have room compared to the old one. So we upgraded some of our 800 megahertz radios, so I did a side-by-side comparison. The one on the left, we initially got it, I believe, in 2008. And so these ones just came in 2 weeks ago. We did, I believe the board approved that in February, so that's how long those took to come in. The county is switching to radio encryption And they kind of found a way to encrypt the older ones, but it's not up to state specs. So it will get us by for a while. We upgraded our fire code from the 2015 code to the 2021 to coincide with the mandated state building code. As you guys did last board meeting, we finalized the Michigan Association of Firefighters contract for my full-time firefighters, which is good for 3 years. And we did a pay raise for our part-time staff. Plans for 2026. So it's always top on my list. And I'm gonna probably keep that for the duration I'm here, but I'd like to train my staff to excel in their current position, master the position below them, and begin to learn the position above them. So continued community relations with a heavy focus on youth. Last year it was schools. This year it's going to be just more the youth in general. I'm going to set aside some training funds to send 3 of my staff to a youth fire center program to help them work better with the younger community. Additional training in fire prevention and education. I have 1 captain I'm going to send to fire inspector school. Right now we currently have 2, so I'd like 1 on each shift. Continue to work with neighboring agencies on a professional level. Rental inspections for combination buildings. I'll kind of get into that in a couple slides on what I mean by that. And retention of part-time employees. So I want to continue to work on a retention program for our part-time employees with feedback from you guys. Almost every full-time department in the state is hiring. We only lost 1 last year to a full-time agency. But our guys have the same exact qualifications and standards, so it's easier for them to get scooped up by these. So rental inspections for combination buildings. So what I mean by a combination building is a commercial building that people are living in. And I have some examples in no particular order coming up to kind of show you some of the buildings we have in the township. We do have quite a few. As far as I know, we'll be the only community to do that. Port Huron does it separately. The fire does the business side, and the rental inspectors do the dwelling side. But we don't have rental inspectors here. So I want to work with the township board and attorney on a new ordinance that allows the fire department and building department to conduct inspections on rentals that are located within commercial buildings. A fee schedule for violations that are not addressed within a given time frame. A lot of times these businesses will go and inspect and we give them 30 days. They don't have it done. It's not every business. It's kind of more of the, I guess, the shady businesses. So we'll give them an additional 15 days. Sometimes they don't get that fixed, and that's when I got to step in and threaten to close them. So I do believe we should work on some sort of fee schedule, such as like our burning complaints. That way there is also something that says, hey, you're going to do this, besides me closing them as a last resort. And then strict enforcement on building and fire code violations in general blight. Typically, if it's messy on the outside, it's worse on the inside because they ran out of room. So for instance, back to the Ravenswood, there was a two units upstairs, a commercial shop below. There was no fire breaking from the shop space to the dwelling above. It was an open stairwell, so if fire did start in the shop, it would instantly go up the stairs into that unit. Luckily, the first fire was upstairs already, so. And this one's right down the road from us. I've never actually been in that building, but as you can see, there's 2 boarded up windows out front. They only have 1 egress from the rear. This building, I started this department in 2007, and it was a joke long before I came here that this is going to be a nightmare when it catches on fire. But as you can see, there's an apartment above, wooden stairs next to a garage. So if there's an instance, a shop fire in there, that person's trapped until we can get there to pull them out. So I don't know if anybody's ever set up a ladder on an icy sidewalk, but it's not ideal, especially this time. This one's directly next door, kind of in between that building and the old Red Pepper building. I did not know that was occupied until me and the captain did a fire inspection at the Red Pepper, and we noticed shampoo bottles upstairs in the window. We're like, oh, that's an apartment. So as you can, it's kind of hard to see in that picture, but that secondary exit's just an old wooden door on a metal platform, and the ladder's hanging on by one bolt. So I wouldn't call that a second means of egress in that kind of building. So that's all I have for the examples of that. And things keep coming up, but I really want to get that apparatus paid for repaired this year. I have no intention in the near future of asking you guys for another fire station, so I want to keep this one as nice as possible for as long as possible. We're in an ideal location, and these chips are starting to get bigger on the floor. I want to continue the hazardous material technician training for our firefighters. The ones that were supposed to go last year, the class got canceled. Our old engine is still sitting at the DPW. I haven't got any sale bites on it. I did lower the price. Considering reaching out to some of the larger county colleges and see if we could possibly work a deal where we donate it to them in lieu of training for us. There's a lot of good live fire training and facilities at these places that we could maybe revisit that if that's a possibility. The only caveat, they'll have to keep our name on it, but donated by. And that's all I got. As always, I'd like to thank the Township Board and community for their continued support.
Good job.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's about as much talking as I can do, so.
Anyone have any questions for?
There's a couple. The one on Ravenswood lithium batteries.
Yeah.
There's gonna be more and more of that sort of battery storage, old batteries heating up, catching fire.
Yes, so in this instance, I stopped counting at like 150 something RC car lithium batteries. And they were all in one pile with multiple charging stations. Yeah, and that's gonna be a continued problem. Everything's moving towards lithium batteries, vehicles, electronics.
Little scrap there.
Yeah, so
It's a problem looking at. Also, are we having lock boxes on these where we have keys available?
So a lot of our nicer businesses have lock boxes. A lot of like these types of businesses, they don't want to pay for the box, which is $20. I don't remember the price offhand, but they're not that expensive.
They're not.
Yep, so the box gains us access if we need to get in, say for fire alarm, there's no key holder, we can get in. Or if there's a small fire, we don't have to break their front door.
There is some requirements, you got to bolt right through all the cement.
Yep.
But, I think every business should have that, for you, especially if they got people living upstairs.
Yeah, we do offer it in, I believe the form says they're $25. Yeah, the boxes are bad.
It's the insulation.
But we do, as far as those boxes go, and what he's talking about, it's a lock box outside the building. And we have a unique key for our fire department that nobody else has. And that's how we get into those lock boxes.
And all the keys for the building are inside that box. So we should- He opens it up, or the fire department opens it up. Yeah, full access.
The majority of our larger businesses have those.
Does the new grocery store, or whatever it is out in Michigan,
The Dollar General? They don't, we haven't done our final inspection.
How do you put out lithium battery fires?
Lots of water over time. So it's just copious amounts of water. Kind of my thing, if we have a lithium battery fire on the freeway, say with a lithium Ford F-150, is we might just cool any exposures that are and just kind of let it burn out on its own. Because we're just gonna be wasting a ton of resources hauling water out there. So there were these different products designed to help like a fire blanket, this blanket that smothers it. Well, they're finding those to actually create vapor explosions. Because all the vapor builds up under that, and then a little bit of air comes in, and they explode. So, yeah. Yeah, they take, I think a smaller vehicle takes around 20,000 gallons of water to extinguish. And I met with some engineers from GM, and there's different firefighting techniques that are being taught out there that the engineers said absolutely do not do that, like pierce the floor. We have a nozzle that's basic, it's called a piercing nozzle, and it's made to drive into metal and masonry. And he said absolutely do not drive the piercing nozzle into the floor of those vehicles. Because it would puncture the lithium battery, make the fire worse.
The driver sits on the battery.
Yeah, a lot of the batteries are along the floor, that way it keeps the weight low in the vehicle.
I just did, this past Saturday, our church, St. Paul's church to go to, we had, defibrillator training that Captain Moran put on. Did a fantastic job. Just want you to know that. And that was just something that they offered to the community to do. Like, there's one hanging on the wall in the church, and I don't know if anybody knew how to use it.
Mhm.
There was 8 people that attended, and he did a fantastic job as far as doing the presentation. He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
Very
that's
professional at what he did.
Who else? All right. Move on to item E, approve 2026 environmental services agreement for Bakersfield stewardship with Friends of the St. Clair River. Dan and I met with the group from the Friends of the St. Clair River, and we walked Bakersfield, noting like different plant species and stuff like that that really don't belong down there, especially the fried muddies. And they would like to help us kind of eliminate some of that stuff and teach maybe some of the workers here as to, to identify stuff that shouldn't belong. You with Friends of the St. Clair River?
Yes. Yes, I'm on the board.
Okay. So, is there anything you want to add? I think,
Just, I'm here, you know, I noticed I could come to some of these meetings, but,
okay,
and, I noticed it was on the agenda, so I just thought I'd show up to offer my support. I am on the board. Sherry Faust is our executive director, he's also a member of the, who lives in the township and produces on the planning commission.
Yep.
But anyhow, yeah, we, you know, as, I don't have to tell you, the Friends of the St. Clair River are involved in a couple of projects that I know of, the rain gardens off of Westwater, and gardens down at Thompson Pond.
Yep.
And, you know, hopefully that shows you that they've done good work. And so besides that, they've been involved, they were involved in the Blue Water River Walk since the beginning. That started, and, you know, they do work for Columbus County Park and so many different parts of the area. I think they do very, I think they're the only game in town that does this type of work, so, at a very reasonable, amount.
so,
By the way, my name is Daniel Danner, I'm on 2873 Oakwood.
thank you. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you just read through it, and I think it would be a good project to give it a shot down there in the park. I was really surprised at the amount of different plants that were down there, that they could just point out, say, this doesn't belong, this is what this is.
It's amazing.
It is. But, yeah, so I would recommend that we approve the services agreement for Friends of the St. Clair River for 2026. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Falk, is there support? discussion?
It's a wonderful thing. I was very happy to see that in the agenda pantry.
I think so.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that river. With all those fragmites there. So,
All right. Roll call by the clerk, please.
Paul,
yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Kringle,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Shaka,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lukowski.
Yes. Item F, approve the offer for parcel 7428, 253-0078-000. And that parcel is at the corner of, 25th and Oak. It's been vacant for quite some time. I'm sure one time there was a house on it. Folks to the east want to buy it. The guy that's put the offer in, his grandparents, I guess, lived in the house there for quite a while, and I think he's there now. They've maintained that parcel as far as mowing it and whatnot for several years. He would just like to buy it and add it to the parcel that the house is on.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dudash, is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Falk, is there any discussion? See none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item G, you can take that off. There's some issues I found with that. Let's see here. Item H, approve the appointment of Marsh Campbell to the DDA board. Marsh showed interest in being on the DDA board. I think we talked about it back when he had hosted an open house for Mike Cox for governor. And I think he would be a good asset, business owner that's in the DDA district. The board.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Reno, support by Dudash.
Yep.
Is there any discussion?
Excellent. Good.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have approved the purchase of a John Deere mower and attachments from Tri-County Equipment. You have a couple quotes there, one from down the street here out in Wadums and one from Tri-County. The Tri-County quote is what I would call considerably cheaper. John Deere's a good piece of equipment. It would be replacing a piece of equipment that we have that is currently a John Deere that's been here, I'm thinking all of 25 years. It's a garden tractor with a mower and a snow blower attachment. And with this deal, the DDA board approved to cover half the cost for snow blowing sidewalks. And if the township board covered the other half, and we could use it down in Bakersfield or whatnot for cutting grass in the summer. It does have a larger mower deck than what we currently use for mowing grass down there with the open space. I think it would even cut down on a little bit of time.
Make that motion, Bob.
A motion by Dudash to approve the purchase of the John Deere. Is there support? Support by Reno. Is there any discussion? See none, roll call by the clerk, please.
Dudash,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Kringle,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Shaka,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Lukowski.
Yes. Next, approve resolution number 2026.01.19.a. Resolution to adopt poverty exemption guidelines 2026 income levels and maximum asset standards. This is something that we do every year. Update with the
make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Dudash, is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Paul, is there any discussion? See that roll call?
Dudash,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Pringle,
Yes.
Shaka,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Winkowski.
Yes. Approval of bills,
Motion, we approve the prepaid bill in the amount of $842,702.33.
motion by Shaka, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Reno, is there any discussion regarding the bills? Seeing none, roll call by the clerk.
Shaka,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Pringle,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Winkowski.
Yes.
Motion, we approve the current bills in the amount of $2,972,579.02.
Motion by Shaka, is there support?
I'll support that.
Support by Pringle. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call by the clerk.
Shaka,
Yes.
Pringle,
Yes.
Dudash,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Reno,
Yes.
Davis, yes, Winkowski.
Yes. I see a lot of these are tax splits with other entities.
Yes. Tax credits, police.
All right, board correspondence, I got some here. Road Commission annual meeting will be February 19th at 5:15 at the Road Commission office down there at Airport Drive. Talk to Huron Transit. I had a request, we got a new business across the street, and some of their people ride the bus. And they asked if we could have a bus stop here at the hall. And talking with Dave McElroy, he checked to make sure there was enough time on the route that goes to the school down the road here. And they felt they had enough time, so they just extended another stop out here. Get some people riding the bus. Interstate Capital is moving forward with the Petite and 32nd area. Looking to build maybe a spec building. So that's moving forward. And I think that's about it. Anyone else have anything?
Well, I left the same compliments at the house, so I'll update you on that the next week.
Okay.
In our last planning commission meeting, there was a couple representatives from, there's a theater group called Interstate Right. They're located down in the Citadel. And they said that their cost to stay there went up so much they can't afford it. So they came out here, they're looking for a new facility. So they'd like to move out here to the township. They said they're looking at a couple of them, they didn't stay where, but they'd like to, they don't need like a state, like a theater seating, because it's different every time they set up a play.
Okay.
So they just use, just chair seating. Might be over there this time or over here next time. They don't need a permanent, theater type thing. So they were just interested in came to the meeting. Anybody knows of the building that's available? Give them a holler.
To give you any specs of what they were size wise they were looking for?
No, they didn't. I didn't know if that was something Randy could help them with.
approached me about the walk around Bakersfield and Beach Road and commented that it would be nice to see a receptacle and a dog bag on the far end of the trail. It seems people get their dogs to the back there, they don't pick up their droppings, so, yeah, not sure what we could do about that.
Oh, we can put one up. We're not totally done with the trinkets, that the benches aren't up yet. All the trash cans. Yeah, we can do that. Do you have something else, Matt?
Well, that brought to mind something that didn't have on trails. Electric bikes, as you know, as long as they stay under 15 miles an hour, can be on trails, or they want them that way. They're saying we should post signs to remind people, because these bikes are getting up to 25, 30 miles an hour. They're zipping right through, and they don't talk to people, or say, hey, I'm coming through, and they run over people. And, that's my run over, but then we got dogs on leashes and people and bikes, and sometimes it's muffed up. So is they. And posting, sometime back I brought up about those blue and white signs that show if you're doing a 911 emergency call. We're back in the woods now, they're at Bakersfield, and they say, well, we're at Bakersfield, well, I'm back on the back trail, and you can say by the sign, it's got that number on it, and the 911 operator knows exactly where that sign is, so when emergency response, they can be within 50 feet of it or better, because that's becoming a problem on the longer trails.
We're less than.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're back in the woods.
Anyone else? For a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
By Dudash, support by
I'll support that.
Pringle. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote. We're adjourned.
Mid-70s.